pray. Heavenly Father, Mother, we rejoice and give thanks in all things. We enjoy our time here. We enjoy the fellowship here. We enjoy your presence in our life, in our hearts. And all around us, we see the benefit of being in this place at this time. Bless our service tonight. Bless all of those who could not be here tonight. And especially bless those who wanted to come but didn't have the opportunity. And so it is.
So it is. So we are still in our month of Fruit of the Spirit. So I hope that you're enjoying it. And tonight, this is really loud to me. We're going to talk about joy. Not
I'm
you.
here.
I know. You were such a good girl.
We were talking about you last week, too.
So I thought it's a very interesting thing because when we mention joy, people do a self-examination immediately. You know, do I have joy in my life? What am I joyful about? Am I joyful? And to be quite honest with you, there is an awful lot of reason to have your joy stolen in the world today. People are very easily influenced by that which is outside of themselves. So, you know, for example, driving here, I'm running late and I'm in a panic and I'm hurrying up, may have cut somebody off, actually I'm sitting here, and then, you know, that can be a joy stealer. You know, you're all excited about going to the meeting, I'm going to hear something that's really going to benefit me, and I'm going to use it in my life, and then you're just like, I might as well just go home. You know, do we let people steal our joy? So, circumstances with our health, circumstances with finances, circumstances with 1,000 other things can affect the way that we think and the way that we feel. But does that have anything to do with our joy? Because in my talking to some of my friends about this subject, I had two that I love very much say to me, yeah, I don't have any joy in my life, so I really can't speak to that. And I thought to myself, that's interesting. I don't really think you know what that means. It's kind of like that guy that says that word. What is that word? I can't remember now. It doesn't mean what he thinks it.
Do you know what I mean, Ming?
Yes. So, what is joy? What is joy when we talk about joy in regard to the fruit of the Spirit? Joy comes from knowing God or Source, enjoying what God or Source has done for you, and believing that Spirit constantly cares for you. So really, it's not about you, what you do. You know, it's not you doing anything. It's about you accepting the unconditional love and facilitating the relationship that you have with Spirit, with your divine source, whatever that might be. Joy is about growing closer to God or to Source and understanding that that relationship is the source of your joy. So when someone says to you, are you joyful? You should be, yes, I'm joyful all the time. Are you sick? Yes, I'm sick too. Are you mad? Yeah, I get mad. But that doesn't steal my joy. Because the joy that we're talking about is something that is deep down inside of you that should be there all the time, every day, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Without having to prove yourself, you're free to enjoy your life no matter what the circumstances are. No matter if your sister got mad at you, no matter if you can't get out of bed, no matter if your boyfriend or girlfriend left you, that has absolutely nothing to do with the relationship that you have with the divine creator. Nothing. And in fact, when those situations occur in our life, and if they haven't, they will, at some time or another, unfortunately,
Ain't that right?
then that's the time that we really need to use our joy. Access that joy, tap into that joy, change the way that we think about the things that occur in our life. That is what changes our view, helps us to change our view. So celebrating your unique and powerful relationship with Spirit is the expression of joy. So how do we celebrate that? And I thought that was really important because everybody celebrates their relationship with the divine differently. Everybody has a different attitude about that. Everybody has a different way because we're all unique and special. And so what I wanted to do tonight was give you the opportunity, some of you, to express to us what it is that you show the world. What part of your life is an expression of your relationship with Spirit? What is it that you do? So I'm going to start first, and I'm going to talk a little bit about myself. I have had numerous challenges over the last couple of years, some emotional highs and lows, and believe me, I also get angry. Really, I get pissed off. I do laugh. Sometimes I think things are really funny, and I can be very silly. Sometimes I'm sad when something happens to someone that I love and care about. That can make me sad. So I have the same emotions that everybody else has. Yes, the pastor is human. And so, I have all of that stuff. Sometimes I'm tired, all those things. So how do I express this relationship that I have with Spirit, this joyful relationship that I have with Spirit? Well, I share that relationship with y'all. That's what I do. My ministry is a ministry of joy. And it gives me the opportunity to share that specialness that I have, at least a glimpse of it, a sliver of it, with everybody that I know and everybody that I come in contact with. Now, here, it's obvious how that works, right? Because I'm up here, I'm sharing, I'm telling you. And that's great. That's all good. But I also do that in my private life, in my secular life outside of this place. So I'm kind, I'm generous, I'm giving. I try to give more than what is typical, so that when people meet me, they're like, you know what, there's something about her that's unusual. Yeah, there is. I have a profoundly deep and powerful relationship with Spirit. And I have since I was a little kid. And I think it just showed all the time. So that is how I express that internal relationship externally. But I'm one person. So I wanted to call upon some of those that serve this ministry and ask them how they express their joy in their life. So I'm going to ask Lulu. Lulu, how do you express joy in your life? Yes, come up here.
Hello, everyone. I'm always daily dollar short and an inch short. Thank you. You're welcome. Okay, so how I express joy is, in short, through humor and music. When let's say I'm in a situation, be it a relationship, friendship, and let's say I kind of lose my at one point. I reiterate it really quick. So when I realize, what's the lesson in losing my, and then it makes me have these synchronicities with music and comedy. So if I'm sitting here sharing a conversation with Suzanne, that's when I really connect and express joy. We sit and laugh about stupid stuff we don't even know what we're talking about. Then something really profound comes out and you're like, oh, righteous. Now that makes sense. And it'll come through just sitting there, BSing, and the song will come on. And then it'll make you say something, and it'll make you remind you something. You're like, oh, snap. And then you have that liberating moment. And to me, that's what I find in joy, is when those happen together with music and good humor with good friends. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lulu. Reverend Max, would you like to
Sure.
share with us how you express joy?
That's okay. You know, when she first asked me about this question, I'm going, I did 2 hot tours in the military. I have no idea what joy is. Because I still, this many years later, have challenges with that. But then the more I thought about it, I said, well, I'm not really that all invested in being a curmudgeon or a crabby old man. But joy for me is when I do wake up earlier in the morning, is seeing the sun. Sometimes it's a privilege to be able to wake up in the morning and see the sun. There were some days where I woke up and seeing the sun was quite challenging in and of itself. So it's the simple things, the lack of complexity in a situation when you can see the situation as it is and realize that there's nothing in your life that is more important than love, compassion. Those are the things that help you on the pathway to joy. But the joy itself is that existential access to bliss, to understanding and feeling and manifesting that relationship in your heart. One thing that I study the Bible a lot. I don't know what, but one of the things I was most impressed with Yeshua, the Anointed One, you call him Jesus, is that he practiced the presence of God in his life every single day. And part of the reason that he was able to walk in such an inspiring way is that that relationship is real. Everyone here can have that relationship. The joy is not something you get. The joy is not something you reach for. The joy is a fruit that you pick and taste and relish because it's real. Imagine, I like cold fruit, so a nice cold peach when you first bite into it, it's succulent, it tastes so wonderful, and you have an instant smile on your face. You're not thinking about, well, this is a peach and I like peaches, so of course I'm not. No. It's just at that second you have that access to bliss that you don't normally have anywhere else in your day. And so you instantly smile and your heart gets warm. And sometimes you always get a little giggle out of it. Man, this is good. And so that is the expression of joy in my life. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Thank you. So the reason that I did that was so that it gives you the opportunity, all of us, to look inside ourselves and say, what is it that I'm doing that is expressing that joy in my life? And if I'm not having that joy in my life, to relook at that, revisit that thought, revisit that idea, because we all have access to it. Like Max said, it's like, the tree is right there. Are you not reaching up to pick the fruit off the tree? So how do I express my spiritual joy? Being in a constant state of gratitude for the wonderful life we have been given. Like Max said, some of us have been in situations where there was a good chance that there would not be another tomorrow. So when that happens, it makes you profoundly aware of the sun shining in the sky and understanding that it's a gift and not to squander it. That's very important, but to be grateful for it. living your life fully and robustly. This is a problem that happens a lot, and I think part of it is technology, unfortunately. I love to game. I'm a gamer. And I love my computer. I sit on my computer, I'm a Facebooker, I'm on Facebook, and then I have also responsibilities with the ministry that I take care of online. But I think that it steals some of our robust living. It takes away from the opportunity to be in the creation, to be in nature, to communicate with each other face to face, to touch each other. Because it's really cool to talk to somebody online, but there's so much more that's said when you're talking to somebody in person. Because of their body language, because of the energy, and the communication is very different. It's much deeper. It's much more valuable. And so living that life of abundance and robustness, finding opportunities to do things that you've never done before, widening out your heart and your experience, this helps you to be joyful because all of those interactions build joy in your life. Sharing your enthusiasm for spiritual things with others. That doesn't mean going and knocking on the door. I did that for a real long time. So that doesn't mean knocking on the door and saying, you know, hey, you better get in line, we're getting ready to go. But what it does mean is that when somebody says something to you and you know the answer to that question, or you have a possible answer to that question, there's nothing wrong with suggesting to somebody something that works for you. And that's pretty much what I do here every week. I don't say to you, this is the truth, this is how it is, because everybody's truth is different within the scope of their own experience and understanding. But I make suggestions to you of things that are tried and true and work for a lot of people. So this works for a lot of people. And that's an easy thing to do to somebody or say to somebody, share with somebody. Hey, you know what? I meditate. I know you've been really stressed and you're talking about how stressed you are and you're having these migraines and it's horrible and you don't know what to do. You went to the doctor and the pills aren't working. It doesn't cost you anything. You might want to try it. You can go on YouTube and do a guided meditation at first, just to kind of see if it's something that you like, right? Easy way to share with somebody your joy. Look for opportunities to nurture your relationship with Spirit. That has to do with you. Whatever it is that you engage in, behavior that you engage in, that brings you to that place. You know, Abram Hicks calls it the vortex. You know, that place that is effortless and easy, and you feel profoundly connected and powerful and uniquely whole in yourself. That's that connection to Spirit. That's that connection to Source. And so when we're there, we need to make a mental note. This is what I'm doing, or this is what I'm thinking, or this is how I'm behaving. So then we can repeat that behavior. Because we want to be in that space more than not in that space. That would be the ideal scenario, right? It would be great to feel good all the time. Live your life in the moment. This is a profound expression of not just joy, but faith as well. And you probably have noticed a lot of these fruits of the Spirit, they are interconnected. If you have one, another one kind of just naturally grows out of the other. They just naturally flow from one to the other. So if you're looking at opportunities to be in the moment, you don't have to. You are there all the time. That's an effortless thing to do. Just to be mindful, not to worry about tomorrow, or not to worry about yesterday. Just be where you're at. Just be where you're at. Be the being you were designed to be. Be your best and most authentic self. Speak your truth, but be compassionate. Don't do things that you know you shouldn't do. How hard is that? Don't cut people off in traffic. And if you do, don't flip them off. I didn't do that, but so, I mean, there's things that you know as soon as you did it, that you have to go and confess to somebody else. Oh, you're not going to believe what I did. You're so stupid. So that's a perfect example. Don't do that. Be you. Be your best version of you. That's what you were designed for. And you know when you're there because it feels so good. It just feels right. You're in your skin, you're doing what you love. People are smiling, you're smiling. You're not worried about tomorrow, you're not worried about yesterday. You are in the moment. And you are you. You are being. So these are all ways that we can express the joyful, meaningful, beneficial relationship that we can have with the source of all life. There is no reason on God's green earth that you should not have joy in your life. None. If you can't find an activity or a thought or a feeling that bring you joy, we're going to put you in a room by yourself. And you will find joy pretty quickly once we open the door. It's simple. It's not that complicated. We make it so hard. Why make it harder on yourself than it needs to be? It's not that hard. It's not a great mystery we have to dig up underneath the pyramids. It's just saying, you know what? Today is a good day. And today I'm going to live this day as fully as I can, as best as I can, and enjoy every moment of it. Bliss, to me, when I think about being blissful when I was a little kid, I told you the story about the leaves, but I remember going in the yard, and I loved to be outside. I loved to be outside. And I would stand in the yard and spin around. How many of you have done that? Spin around, spin around, spin around until you fell on the ground. How'd that feel? Wonderful. You were free. It was almost like flying. You weren't thinking about anything. You weren't worried about anything. Even when you fell down, it didn't hurt. You laughed. That's a space that we all deserve to be in because that's what the Creator wants for us. That's what Source wants for us. Source wants us to be in that place of joy. So accept it. Allow it. And I leave this with you in joy. Namaste.
Namaste.
So we are going to have a meditation now. And Reverend Lulu is going to lead us in meditation. Do you want music? Yes. Can we have some soft music? That would be nice. And it's all you.
Hello, everyone. Everybody, go ahead and keep your eyes open. Take a couple deep breaths in and start with the first. It's really important to, once you start a meditation, just kind of take time for 3 breaths that connect your mind to your heart to your body. One more. Okay, now go ahead and close your eyes and get comfortable. Just pay attention to your breath for a moment. Just in your mind, imagine the day slipping away from you. It just flows out into the ground. Take a deep breath in. I want you to imagine yourself sitting in a field of grass that's greener than you can imagine. It's warm. The sun is shining. The breeze is blowing, cooling the pores in your body. Allow the first memory that comes to mind that brings you joy. Bring it in through your mind. Let it go out to the clouds and let it form in the clouds. Draw a picture. Take this picture that you're drawing in the clouds, so this thing that brings you joy, this moment, this person. It could be meditating, writing a book, poetry, dancing. Now I want you to take an eraser in your hand and erase that cloud. Give it gratitude, say thank you, and bring about a new memory that brings you joy. Draw it in the cloud. Paint it pretty with pastels, laughter, that warm feeling in your heart. Now erase and scribble that cloud. Say thank you. This time you're going to draw a cloud of yourself dancing. You're dancing in the rain. You can feel the raindrops. They're cool, they're bubbly, and each one represents a memory of joy. Still feel the rain of joy come down, trickling all over the skin. It refreshes you, it warms you. And in this moment, it brings a chuckle to your heart. Now erase the cloud. Say thank you. Bring your body and attention awareness back to you sitting in the green grass. Take a deep breath in. You hear chuckles of babies' laughter. It echoes through the clouds. through your ear, out into the ground. Take a deep breath in. With you sitting there in the green grass, with the sun shining on your face and the cool breeze floating by, you have a sudden awareness, and it tells you the joy comes from within. Joy is a choice that I can make at any and every moment. I choose joy. I choose joy. Take a deep breath in. As you blow out, breathe back in. When you breathe in, I choose joy. Breathe out, joy chooses me. Take another deep breath. Really, really deep and hold it. Let it out. I choose joy. I choose joy at any moment. I now choose joy because I am joy, and joy is within me. It's okay if situations come my way, because now I know I have a choice to choose what I'm already connected to. I choose joy. Take a deep breath in. Hold it. And let it go. Now you should still be sitting in that green grass with the sun shining on your face, the warmth of joy penetrating in every cell in your body. Let the sunshine sit there for a minute. Bask and enjoy. Enjoy. I choose joy. Enjoy me. Take a deep breath in. And when you breathe out, bring the awareness back into your body. Let the warmth from the ground come from your feet all the way up through your head as you bring this awareness back to your body. Take a deep breath in. You can go ahead and open your eyes and say out loud, I choose joy.
I choose joy.
Thank you.
That was lovely, thank you. I'd like to offer the opportunity for those who would like to serve this evening as healers to claim a healing chair. And I will be over there in a second, so we will begin the healing portion of our service now.